Now, Ciku Muiruri, whose daughter Erica Muiruri was kidnapped on the 3rd of June, says that she has forgiven her daughter's kidnappers. In an interview with NTV, Ciku says that despite the tumultuous ordeal her daughter, she and her family have endured, the pillars of their faith kept them grounded throughout. Ciku has, however, ridiculed Bolt, the taxi-hailing app which her daughter used to request a taxi, for what she terms, quote, victim shaming. In response, Bolt says that they are saddened by the incident and are working to improve already existing safety features which they have in place. Bolt has also revealed that the two men were not Bolt drivers, necessitating deeper investigations into the matter. Gina Kirori reports.
Who have lost their loved ones recently, comfort them in their grief and heal.
The last message that the man who kidnapped Erica Muiruri, the daughter of media personality Ciku Muiruri, and Erica's friend Shanice Agosi sent was that Ciku should refer to him as the devil.
I gave him options. I told him that I understand how the economy is, and I told him that people get desperate and they do crazy things when they're desperate. And you can make a mistake and you find yourself in a situation where you're like, hang on, how do I walk this back? And you don't know what to do.
On the 3rd of June, a message reached Ciku's phone at 8 p.m. telling her that her daughter had been kidnapped. Ciku's daughter Erica had been abducted with her friend Shanice Agosi from Raptor Road in Westlands after they had requested a taxi using the Bolt application. The abductors demanded a ransom of 250,000 shillings from each of the two in order to release them. But Ciku says her counter-response to her daughter's kidnapping was using prayer as her holy grail.
Everybody has an opinion, and it was like, no, you just pay all of it and let her come home and da-da-da-da. But we don't know. We don't know anything. And this is when I just decided I need to just make a decision based on what I'm told by Christ. My child is kidnapped, and I go for adoration. Adoration is when they expose the Eucharist. And I sit in an adoration chapel and I speak to him and I ask him, how is she? It's difficult to explain to somebody who doesn't understand the real presence. If God is literally telling you that your child is fine, what are you going to do? Are you going to go and argue with people and say, no, we should be doing something different?
A week after the kidnapping on the 12th of June, detectives from the Directorate of Criminal Investigations put out a post on their social media stating that they had found Erica and Shanice and their kidnappers. The two ladies were found at Gatokoyo in Mangu in Kiambu County. DCI identified the two men behind the kidnapping as Timothy Kirago and Samuel Kipkurui.
I remember just running, we have a chapel at home. And I remember just running to get my mom and my kid bro, and I was like, let's go to the chapel. And I'm not telling them what happened. I just wanted to get down on my knees and thank God. It was a lot to go through, I must say. And I still have a little bit of trauma from even seeing, funny enough, her number, because they were using her number to communicate with me.
Ciku says that she has forgiven her kidnappers.
Maybe a year ago, I would have wished something crazy on him, I don't know. But where I am right now, I have empathy for him. I actually feel sorry for that guy because he's married, he has a child. I don't know if there are more children, but I know he mentioned he has a family who do not know what they do, what this guy does. So his wife probably, when he's walking out of the house every morning, says, may God bless the work of your hands, you know? Maybe I even sit next to her in church, I don't know. So why wouldn't I forgive that guy? There are other people who are dependent on him, whose lives are going to be affected by him being in jail and by this thing happening.
Bolt, the taxi-hailing app, which Ciku's daughter used, issued a statement following the kidnapping, stating that they had collaborated with the authorities to provide information regarding the case and advised users to be careful when requesting rides, stating that the vehicle which ferried Erica and Shanice had number plates which did not match those on the app.
I think they need to do better. I think they shouldn't victim blame, especially because the car these girls got into was actually, as they said on the app, these guys had fake number plates. So it's very disingenuous for Bolt to go and say it's your fault because you didn't look at the number plate.
In response, Bolt's country manager had this to say.
It's quite unfortunate when a criminal offense as an abduction, especially with involving young ladies happens. And this is something that we take very seriously as an organization. And now to your question on the two drivers, they are not Bolt drivers on the platform. One was, but because of a feature that we've rolled out called the driver selfie check verification, we actually caught him in a case of impersonation earlier this year.
Bolt says that it is likely that their former driver rented the profile of another driver, which caused the element of criminality into the sphere. Bolt has previously faced criticism from many users over what is termed as loopholes in their security features. We put these issues to Bolt.
This is a new, in our view, innovative mechanism we're rolling out. And to be honest, we started it even before this case. And typically how we roll out our innovations is we do them in batches. And now what we're going to do is we're going to ramp it up because we realize in this market, it needs to happen more often. And this is one of the learnings we're taking away from this case, right? We need to have it running on a more frequent basis.
I asked Ciku how Erica is doing.
She wasn't able to sleep by herself. It's a traumatic thing to happen, but she did tell me that through her whole experience, she said she could feel our prayers. She felt at peace.
Ciku says that despite the painful ordeal, she believes that it happened for a bigger reason.
In Romans, it says that he can turn any bad situation into a good one. And I thought to myself, okay, maybe this is going to bring people closer to God. I have confidence in the police. I'm sure they're going to find whoever they need to find. So I know that there are other people who are watching this, who are involved, who maybe also need to hear this message so they don't feel like they need to do this next weekend to somebody else.
Two of the men behind the kidnapping are still at large. Ciku Muiruri, NTV.